Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of 22 Minutes. I am Jason Bates. Maybe. Applause. Not going to happen. Oh, there it went. But anyway, I'm going to bring you the lender side of things. And then here is Stephen Cotton. He's going to bring us the realtor side of things.
All right.
There it is.
Crowd
There
goes
it
wild.
is. The crowd goes wild. And together we hope to not only entertain you, but also bring you the valuable content that you can actually use when you're looking to buy, sell, refinance, or invest in property. If you're looking to do that, please reach out to us. Or if you think that we're kind of entertaining, reach out to us too and let us know that too. We'd like to hear from you. So please reach out to us. You can head over to our Facebook page at 22 Mins and like our page, share with your friends and family. Check out the replays on YouTube. Hey, if you're at our Facebook page and you see this post while we're live, one great way to participate in the show is to do like Brian did below here and just comment on the, writing a comment below the show here and it will show up in the show. We just ask that you keep the comments clean, please.
Yes.
Yeah, keep it relative to
and be nice. Be nice to Jason. He's very sensitive when people start saying mean stuff.
We need niceness in this country, especially today.
You guys have free reign. Write any comment you want as long as it's nice.
Freedom of speech,
Freedom
man.
of speech. Freedom of speech. Yeah.
There you go. There
me.
you go. Hey, we always do a tweet quote of the day. It's Monday. Tragic news there last night. Obviously, Stefan and I were talking before the show. Stefan just went to, 3 concerts you said last week?
Oh, yeah, I went to 3 concerts last week, and I also did a road trip to Vegas in between the 3 concerts. So it's a weird,
surreal kind of thing.
Like, can do that kind of stuff.
Yeah. This is not good in our history, for sure. And our thoughts and prayers go with the families of the fallen, of course. I mean, there's victims everywhere. I mean, just the psychology too. I mean, even if you weren't injured there, just to see the carnage and the stress on people's faces, right. And I mean, it just would be
over 400 people's life changed instantly. And then as the news got out, I would say tenfold as friends and family were aware that their friends and family were shot or injured or something. I mean, that's just the minimum. That's just the ripple effect.
I know. It's sad. It's very sad. You think about like some of the big events we have here in Phoenix, the 4th of July stuff, all the bowl games and all the parties and parades, and that could happen here, and it's like totally
tailgates. I mean, because right by the tailgate there's hotels. I mean, there's hotels anywhere.
Yeah.
So
very sad. Very sad. All right. Well, let's get to today's tweet quote of the day, and then let's get right on to the top newsmakers.
Sure.
All right. Sorry, it's kind of small here. And Brian, hello. Good morning,
said.
Brian. Whoa. Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey now. Be nice.
Save it for Wednesday, Cotton.
When people don't respect us, we are sharply offended. Yet in his private heart, no man much respects himself. And I thought that was kind of appropriate for maybe what happened yesterday, kind of. I didn't want to put something Vegas, kind of trivial on here. But it is kind of ironic that we get offended when people call you or say something about your mama or your religion or your political views or whatever. Yet we don't really respect ourselves a whole lot in a lot of cases.
Right.
So it's kind of look within before you pass judgment on others. There. That's today's tweet quote of the day. A little somber. Yeah, a little somber, but I think appropriate for the events that have. Yeah, it just happened. All right, hey, let's get to today's newsmakers. We're going to start off here with a video here, and I want to get your take on this, Stefan, because this directly affects you. It's about a 2-minute long video, so I apologize about how long it is, but there's a lot of information. There's going to be a lot of. Thanks for the compliment.
Yeah, there you go.
Insult and then followed up with compliment. That's how you manage.
See what I did there? respect myself.
There you go. All right, hey, let's get to it. We got a lot to talk about.
Competition is fierce for real estate agents. With the number of listings historically low, agents are doing all they can to lure sellers, and that means changing the business model.
For Purple Bricks, again, I think what's great about our model is that it is new in the U.S., but it's been proven in the U.K. within 3 years.
London-based Purple Bricks launched in Los Angeles recently with $60 million in investor backing. It is a flat fee brokerage charging $3,200 to sell your home. The traditional broker fee is 6% of the sale price of a home. For a homeowner that sells for around $250,000, which is near the median sale price in the U.S., that means a commission of around $15,000.
I think what made it successful abroad and what will make it successful here in the U.S. is the true hybrid nature of the model. So yes, we do use technology, but at the same time, we believe a real estate agent will be center of the transactions.
It uses all the technology that is fast becoming standard in the business: 3D home tours, appointment portals to schedule showings, and help in staging. But there is a local agent working closely with each seller, and Purple Bricks is enticing those agents, offering them exclusive territories.
We're going to assign you a group of territories defined by zip codes that no one in our office can compete with. So as an agent, you own that market.
Purple Bricks is not alone. Really launched recently with a very similar model in the San Francisco Bay Area. Its flat fee is higher, just under $5,000, but home prices there are higher too. Really's CEO says as the company expands to other markets, it may lower that fee. But the model is still very new. Last year, just 2% of commissions were paid as a flat fee. Consumers are still split on the idea.
Because they're getting paid the $3,200, nothing, they're not working for something.
We would have thought about it, sure. I mean, you'd look at a $6,000 commission versus a $3,200, and you'd have to say, what am I getting for that money?
Now, one thing's for sure, the longer the supply of homes for sale remains so very low, the more the competition among agents will increase, and that could mean more models to save consumers more money. Becky?
You know, Diana, you point out that it's different in different areas, like San Francisco, where real estate prices are higher. Maybe they start at $4,500. But what happens once you get into really high-end homes, like $1 million or more? You're talking about cutting from $60,000 fee down to $6,000 or $5,000. It just seems hard to imagine that you'd be able to cut it quite that much. How does it work?
You know, I spoke to the CEOs about that. They both said that in California, they're keeping that flat fee the same because of the varying prices of homes across California. But they did say that as they move out into other states where the median price of homes is far lower, I mean, California is the most expensive in the nation, they'll consider lowering that flat fee in order to entice more sellers to use them.
Okay, my first takeaway.
Yeah.
San Francisco is one of the most expensive cities in the U.S. We can agree. Probably top 3, right?
Yeah.
Maybe top 5.
Yeah.
This lady, the lady on the left, the blonde, is like, what about when it's like $1 million? Well, hello,
that's the average sales price.
San Francisco is the
yeah.
Like, well, what about San Francisco is expensive, right? But what about when it gets really expensive? So, when we. I'm just like, oh, you don't know. Yeah. You mean like in San Francisco?
Yeah.
But,
right.
My question is, are they paying the buyer's agent the same? Are they just charging $3,250, and then they're paying the buyer's agent 2.5% or 3% or something, or are they paying the buyer's agent a flat fee as well? I don't think they're paying the buyer's agent a discount. I think they're trying to draw in buyers.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they're taking so instead of it being 6%. So explain how that works real quick for the
Sure.
viewers out there, how the commissions work.
So here's how I think this works, because 6% is a typical listing. I've done a few at 7. I've done a few at 5, based on stuff that needs to happen for the net. But 6% is the industry standard for real estate. You have a $200,000 house. They use $250, which is we can use $200 or $250. We're about $200 here. So $200, 6% of that is $12,000. So I, as a listing agent, collect $12,000. And with that $12,000 I collect, I pay half of that typically to the buyer's agent. So that $12,000, I give $6,000 right away. Okay. I collect $6,000 for my broker, for my photos, for my signs, for all the marketing that I do, and then I pay someone else. I pay someone else $6,000 for the qualified buyer, bringing in a qualified buyer.
Right.
to complete
Okay.
the transaction. So, so what this means is I'm going to back it up because 3,250. If it's a $200,000 home, instead of $6,000 I collect only 3,250 for me, but I still probably pay out $6,000, right? So then it's $9,200 or $9,250, if you will, that I would have collected instead of $12,000. So we're talking, $2,000 less.
Yeah. Yeah. And is this a classic case of you get what you pay for?
Now, until we see what you get, it's hard to say what you get, what you pay for. So I think that one guy is even bringing it up, or the first lady that the younger gal that said, "What are you going to get if you get a flat fee?" I get I had this guy, $100,000 house. This reminds me of something funny. 100,000 or 110. He's like, if you get 115, you get paid more because of the commission, right?
Right.
So 100. So he's talking about $5,000 at 3% would have been $150 more.
Right.
Neither gets me out of bed or gets me super excited for the. My goal is to just drive up the price for him, but he thought in his mindset was that that the higher the better for me. I'm thinking the higher the better for him because I don't really benefit as much as we're talking.
Yeah.
We're talking literally 3%.
Well, new builders do this too, right? New builders are another classic example of this commission thing. So some new builders will offer higher commissions to you as an agent to bring in the buyers, right? So they may offer you 4 or 5% commission instead of your traditional 3% commission on the deal to bring in buyers. So is this, let's imagine for a second that everybody's at a flat fee, because here in the Valley, we have some companies that are doing $990 flat fee, which is really, really low considering.
And it's a terrible. Well, I mean, you get terrible service.
And that's what I'm saying. You get what you pay for, right? That's what that's where I'm going with that. But even still, with that being a low fee, there's who's going to be right, who's going to be wrong. You get what you pay for, like that gentleman said. Like, hey, do you want Johnny Cochran defending you and representing your property, or do you want a public defender defending your property? It may backfire. This may backfire, into which you have all these flat fees out there. You may have the other agents who say, you know what, I'm not doing it for less than 4%. My take.
Right.
Because everybody else is at a flat fee, so I know they're going to be at a flat fee when they're coming in. So I'm going to make up that difference, and you're still going to be at 6%.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting to see. But these companies are popping up everywhere. And
we have
it's
that
going to be
robot realtor. Check out the bathrooms. Check out the bathrooms.
Yeah, kind of.
That almost sound like that dance. Almost sound like that one song.
Hey, okay, next slide up here. It says here, is the American dream dead?
Right.
Home ownership, the American dream, is that dead? So a recent report by Pure Point Financial, a division of MUFG Union Bank, Pure Point said the U.S. savings rate dropped to a 5-year low, could be followed by a redefinition of the American dream. So they're putting a correlation between savings, your ability to save money, and your ability to buy a house.
Right.
Oh, man, this just is irritating to me. According to the report, 71% of Americans believe the American dream has changed, and 64% define financial success as simply not living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable to me. I got to say, like, where are the parents at in this? I mean, who's raising these kids? The American dream.
71% of the people think the American dream has changed, because now I think 71% of the people believe we have to prepare ourselves for the zombie apocalypse. Why spend my money on a house when the zombies are coming? No, I don't know what they're thinking.
This is crazy to me, man. I just have a tough time. That we're one of the few countries that you can buy property and own it, truly own it. Yet we're saying that 71% of Americans believe the American dream has changed, and it's only the American dream is now living paycheck to paycheck, or the ability not to live paycheck to paycheck. Oh my gosh, what is going on out there? This is crazy to me.
I had a really good friend when I lived in Vancouver. They decided to cut all their costs and save all their money. Like, so they were no more out to eat, no more fast food. They have a budget. They have like a $40 a week budget for stuff, because they were saving enough money for the American dream. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they were, in a sense, living paycheck to paycheck, only because they knew that they were going to stuff away 20% down.
Yeah. Yeah. Minimalists, I think is what they call them.
Yeah, but they bought a $600,000 house, so I don't know how minimalist that was.
That's true. And an earlier report, Apartment List is the name of the company, found that 80% of the 24,000 millennial renters it surveyed want to purchase a home or condo, but due to their savings, it could mean waiting at least 2 decades before they can afford it. These results underscore the long-term crisis that homeownership in the United States may face as millennials delay buying a home until later in life. But the dream is still alive, right? The dream is still alive. It may be more difficult to achieve, but it's still alive, right?
I had another experience. I'm going to just say, back in college, my girlfriend's friend bought, or they got 4 roommates together. Her dad bought a house and had the 4 roommates pay the mortgage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then for graduation, she got the property, to either pull up the equity or whatever. I think we need more of that. I think we need more people training people on how much equity you can get in a house if you hold it for 4 or 5 years versus, renting. I mean, just throwing away a check. You're throwing away your savings.
You're throwing it's just unreal to me. Hey, we get asked all the time, when is a good time to sell, right? When's the best time to sell a house? That's a pretty typical question that you may get. Well, a recent survey say right now is the best time for sellers to sell. Which this whole thing then kind of begs a question: why is supply so low, right? So let's kind of dive into this a little bit. It says here 71% of surveyed respondents believe now is a good time to sell. Recently released findings from a survey by the National Association of Realtors (NAR) showed more homeowners are ready to move on and unload, or at least they say they are. 71% of the surveyed respondents for the quarterly housing opportunities and market experience. I don't know. I think the acronym is HOME, Housing Opportunities and Market Experience.
Okay.
Report believe now is a good time to sell, an increase from 69% the previous quarter and 61% from a year ago. So 61% of people surveyed thought last year was a great time to sell. Now it's 71%. So a 10% increase year over year.
Well, it's actually more than that. I mean, it's 16% increase if we were to do the math. 16% more than 61%.
Right.
Comes out to another. Yeah, so it's actually a 16% increase.
Yeah.
From last year.
So so why the low inventory, Stefan?
Well,
why, if everybody believes now is a good time to sell, 3/4 of people surveyed.
Yeah.
So why aren't they doing it?
Because there's nothing to buy. So remember, we talked about this about a month ago or so.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm ready to sell my house, I got equity. I got to find the right house. I don't want to put my house on the market until I know I have a house that I love. Because the worst thing I could do is put my house on the market, get an offer on it, and then I find a house that I don't love. That's the mindset. So let me find a house that I love, and then I'll put my house for sale. Now, this is a 60-day close of escrow, waiting for 30 days to find a buyer, right?
Yeah.
Now this house is finally on the market. So now these guys say, okay, I will buy this house. Let me put my house on the market. 60-day close of escrow. So these guys need 90 days. So it's a slow train of, okay, finally our dream house is on the market. I think people need to either take the equity out by selling their house, buy something smaller or something convenient until they find their dream house, because they'll have the equity they want. Then not the equity you want, but find a house that's okay for the short term, and then find your dream house. Because what's going on right now is it's going so slow.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Does the illustration
yeah,
kinda
no,
make sense?
I agree. But if everybody put their house on the market, then there would be that supply. But I understand your analogy. I completely understand your analogy. And I love your little animation going on there.
You like that? Because I did it way over here and that wasn't comfortable. But I had to show you how uncomfortable it was.
You need to be in, like, I don't know, Paris and doing, walking on walls.
Oh, mimes.
And stuff. Yeah, mimes.
So you have a house. Where's the door? Oh, it's right. Oh.
Hey, I want to answer a question here from Brian. Are 80-10-10 loans still around? Yes, Brian, they are around. You have to pretty much walk on water to do those. 80-10-10 being 80% first, 10% second, and then you putting 10% down. Sure, those are around. Those are around. But you do have to walk on water to get those.
You don't, I mean, the 80-10-10, I mean, because you can get 95% loan to value. I mean, is he just removing the
MI
mortgage insurance, or
the
mortgage insurance for the 80%?
Yeah.
Save $100, $200.
Yeah. And that may become more and more popular as rates, potentially go up. Another part of this survey here said renters are less sure about their home buying prospects. So renters, however, are less sure about their home buying process. 52% of renters surveyed believe now is a good time to buy, a decrease from 56% the previous quarter and 62% from a year ago. So renters are pulling back a little bit, which may be in large part due to the down payment and the lack of knowledge that you don't need a big down payment to buy a house, people. Please spread that word. You don't need a 20% down. Now, maybe you do in San Francisco because of jumbo and things like that. But here in Phoenix, my gosh, man, you can literally buy a house for $1,000 out of pocket.
Right.
I mean, come on. It's not, it's not that you need a large down.
I like that.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Come on, man.
Give us a call.
Give us a call. Get with the program. 80% of homeowners surveyed to compare believe now is a good time to buy. 42% of respondents believe homes are affordable. That's a little bit of a low number in my opinion. Although we've talked about the home affordability and that sort of thing, and I do believe that there is a crisis in that arena. With respondents living in the Midwest, most likely believe homes are affordable, and respondents living in the West are least likely to believe homes are affordable. So that kind of goes with California, Oregon, Washington. Homes are super expensive on the coastal states, where in the Midwest they're a little more affordable. So it kind of goes there. Now, the other thing too that last thing I want to make a point, because this study went on and on and on, but it does say here survey respondents are reining in their optimism on the economy, because as the economy goes, I think houses go as well. According to the report, 54% of those surveyed believe the economy is improving, which is in contrast to a record 62% the previous quarter. I don't know why that's gone down a little bit. Not understanding that. Of course, you can't trust these things. I think the economy is going in the right direction. I think we're on the right path, especially if tax reform and things like that get passed. I think it's going to really put a jolt into the economy, and I think things are going to improve greatly for a lot of people.
I met a younger gentleman that's got $500 a month for rent. He can afford a little bit more.
Yeah.
But he's getting removed from his place. So I always say you can't find a house, and it's a small place that he's like a 1-bedroom or something.
Yeah.
Until your house payment is more than rent, then why not buy?
Yeah.
And that's where we're at in our valley.
We said that in June, right? Ben Carson was traveling around the country. Hey, home ownership month, home ownership awareness month. The fastest way to build wealth is to buy a home.
Yes.
People are having a difficult time saving for the down payment. Well, look into some down payment assistance programs and get with a good loan officer, a great loan officer, or a great realtor who can guide you through that process. We say this on the show, I've done tweet quote of the days about this. Don't give up. Just because one loan officer or one realtor doesn't know about a program doesn't mean that another one doesn't have a program that would fit your need or your lifestyle. So make a few phone calls. Don't settle for one. But if you call us, we will be the only phone call that you need to make.
That's right.
We're on top of it.
Well, 2 of us, because you call me and then call him.
Call us. Call the 2 of us. Hey, that's going to wrap it up for today's show. I know we went a little bit long, but I thought that was some pretty good information about the state of where we're at right now. So I want to kind of dive into that. But hey, thanks, Brian, for watching the show and participating in the show. Appreciate your comments there. Appreciate your loyalty to the show. Appreciate that, man. Good thumbs up to you. Hey, everyone, if you were new to the show is all about real estate, as you probably already can tell. But please share with your friends and family, and send us a message if you're looking to buy, sell, refinance, or invest in property. We want to be your team of choice for what we believe to be still alive, which is the American dream. The American dream is still alive. Still alive. It's not dead. It's not dead.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow for Trending Tuesday. Until then, everyone have a great day. Thoughts and prayers are with the families there in Las Vegas. So with that, everyone have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.